we now have a bit of time for questions. We try to not take too much time out of the lunch break, but we certainly have 5 minutes if you have questions for Richard, Bettina, or Albrecht. Melanie.
Yeah, thank you all for this great talks, all of three of you. I mean, I completely agree what you said about data infrastructure, techniques, but what we all don't have to forget is the teaching also. I think we will also have a problem soon, really soon, in the different discipline, human genetics, pathology, bioinformatician, oncology, but also trained oncologists or human genetics that understand what is really the ongoing technique, or what does it mean, what we give them at the end, right? And do you have some ideas, or what is your strategies in this direction, and maybe also to think about how we can do that also together in a feasible way? Thank you.
Thank you. That's a great point. Maybe Richard, do you want to start, and then Bettina might?
I can start. So I fully agree with that. This is super important, and we are trying to work on this on several levels. So we think it's important to for healthcare professionals to know more about precision medicine. So we have created massive open online course for healthcare professionals that they can look at different videos, recorded videos to learn more. We also have a seminar series, lunch seminar series with topics relevant for healthcare professionals, which is very well sort of attended. And then we have started at Karolinska for specialist training doctors, a specific course in precision medicine, so they are up to date. Actually, they came and said, we are the ones that will give these treatments in the future. Please, couldn't you arrange a course, which I think was a great initiative. We are also working with the patient societies in Sweden. So we have recorded also quite a number of videos or films on precision medicine in order to help them to educate themselves, and also to within their different associations, for instance, the Network Against Cancer. And I think that these are path we have. I mean, we have to do this because it's very important. In Sweden, we are 60 geneticists, clinical geneticists over the country, so we have to find novel ways of educating. Also, we have started, some universities have started master programs in precision medicine, master programs for clinical bioinformatics. So, and I think this is very important in order to educate the next generation of personnel that we have to employ within healthcare.
We have some of the same things. I won't repeat it, but just take two little things. So we have these 17 different patient groups, and we have networks around them. And I think one of the feedback we got from the interviews that we have had is that they actually learn together. Some groups, for example, the cancer groups, has been used to work together across the countries, but some other specialities have not, and they're actually learning what they say to think on genomics. So they're actually learning. On the technical way we also run these technical groups, and for example, on bioinformatics, they also work together on figuring out what should we actually look for in the different diseases. So that's just two things to supplement, Richard. We have some of the same things also. Lunch is coming.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Everyone's hungry. There's one question in the back. The microphone is on its way.
Thank you very much. Ingo Hertel, German Ministry of Health. A quick remark regarding the connection to the public. The bioethics body of the Council of Europe has run a study and seminar on public engagement in genomics, and that might be rather informative for further developing such programs. But my question regards to another thematic: patient safety, troubleshooting methods to find out what goes wrong in those new planned methods of patient care involving high-level science. do you have any formalized structures to find out things that do not go according to plan on the science side and on the involvement of patient side?
That's a great question. Thank you. Maybe Bettina, do you want to start first?
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to think what we have. I mean, we have, of course, patient safety. I mean, we have some regulatory bodies in Denmark overlooking that. So if something will come up, but not anything else than at the clinical level that we are discussing across the country. So that's what we have at the moment. And then, of course, if something comes up, then the patient can file this as a complaint.
Richard, do you want to add to this?
Yeah, I mean, for all, I mean, different technologies that we take on within research, we do risk assessments. And then, of course, in routine healthcare, as you saw, it's quite extensive validation steps that you have to go through before you can take on new technology within healthcare. So, and of course, many laboratories are also accredited according to international standard to ensure this. And of course, part of the accreditation, you have to report if something happening. So we have systems both on the university and on the clinical sides to track if something goes wrong, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. This is very informative on the let's find out what goes wrong and make processes safe.
Yeah.
I think what I was hoping for to learn more was how do you design it as a learning system? Not to go through the licensing, but how do we improve, viably build up a new system of care? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maybe we can discuss this during lunch.
Yes.
I mean, precision medicine is a learning system. I mean, we learn we are at the same time, we are sort of giving precision medicine, and at the same time, we learn how to deliver precision medicine. So it is really a learning system.
Thank you, Richard. Herr Siddiqui, das letzte Wort.
Siddiqui, TMF. How fast is the turnover time from sequencing patients, perhaps in oncology, and compared to rare diseases, until the findings arrive at the doctor in Denmark and in Sweden?
In Denmark, we have a turnaround time. So if it's acute, if you can say so, some of the groups are acute, fetal care and acute children. So that will be 7 days from the lab receive the samples to the data is released. And then, of course, there's interpretation time. So that I'm not aware. We are trying to track that down. But that is something that is agreed between the clinical setup and the laboratories. We have 2 laboratories in Denmark doing this. But the turnaround time in average is 16 days from receiving the samples to the lab to getting the data out at the moment.
Thanks for the clear answer, Richard, in your network.
So I would say that, I mean, this is stipulated by our national care programs, the time that we have to do this within. So I would say for cancer, and it is within 2 weeks that we deliver all the replies. For whole genome sequencing, we have a rapid track for rare diseases for 1 week if it's very emergent, and then 2 weeks is the ordinary program. For whole genome sequencing cancer, I would say that we are around 3 weeks, but we need to come down to 2 weeks. For instance, for pediatric leukemias, we have to have all results ready within 2 weeks.
Thank you.